ドジャースの大谷翔平が日本時間4月6日、敵地でのナショナルズ戦に1番 DH で出場し、3回の第2打席に2試合ぶりとなる先制の2号ソロを放ちました。これで40試合連続出塁となっています。相手の先発は、昨季までプロ野球の巨人でプレーしていたフォスター・グリフィンでした。大谷は3回1死で迎えた第2打席、甘く入ったカットボールを逃さず捉え、センターバックスクリーン右へ豪快な一発を運びました。打球速度は 114.6 マイル、約 184.3 キロ。打球角度は26度。飛距離は438フィート、133.5 メートルを記録しました。MLB 公式 X は、翔平・大谷が叩き込んだ。センターへの飛距離438フィート、文句なしの一撃。と投稿しました。現地放送も、この大谷の一打に大きな盛り上がりを見せました。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
You mentioned the States, obviously. You pitched over in Japan for 3 seasons for the Yomiuri Giants. What did you learn about yourself as a pitcher?
Yeah, I mean, piggybacking on kind of what I just said, it's more just I learned how to be a starter again. I learned how to do my own scouting reports. I knew what kind of worked for me and what I need to do to prepare to go into a start. Above all else, I feel like that was what I learned the most, of just kind of my routine, as well as how to scout hitters, as well as a couple pitches that I learned as well.
Walk me through what the difference in pitching over there and here in the States is in terms of like your day-to-day routine, bullpens, communicating with, your pitching staff, things like that.
Well, it's a little easier to communicate here. I do speak the language over here, but that's a joke. I did have a translator that made it very easy on me over there, but it's just top to bottom here. The lineups are a little bit more do some damage. I feel like over there it's a little bit more old school. You have your first two guys are going to be more of your contact, really fast hitters, and then you're going to have some more of your RBI guys later in the lineup. But, top to bottom here, they can really do damage. So that's something you have to be careful of as well.
What do you miss the most about pitching in Japan?
Oh, man. That's a very loaded question. About pitching in Japan, I got to hit over there.
How'd you do?
Well, we won't look up the stats or anything. I did okay.
You did great.
I did okay. I was a good bunter, which is what mattered. I kind of like that old school part of the game. We don't have that here anymore. This is actually the last year of it over there. They're doing away with it. They're going to all DH. So I did enjoy hitting at times. At times, I'll say that with an asterisk. Yeah.
What about off the field? Anything you miss, like food-wise or culture-wise in Japan?
The sushi's hard to beat. The culture is just everyone's so respectful. Even if like a fan will see you out and about and I'm with my family, they'll just kind of politely wave. They won't come over and bother you for the most part. They might ask for a picture or whatever, but just as a whole, their culture is so respectful and so nice, and I really enjoy the people over there.
The only thing comfortable about this press box is foul ball straight back. You don't have to flinch. They're not going to reach us.
Get a nice view of the Capitol building looking through.
Yeah.
Right. Only way you would have that is if you were up here. One pitch to Ohtani and misses low for ball 2.
Can you imagine if it was Vin Scully's first broadcast and he had to get on the roof of this stadium to do the football game? We're way up here.
Hammered to center field. Shohei Ohtani gone. Had that sound and then it flew out of here to start the scoring.
His second home run of the year. His first was to right field here. This one to center field. And of course, he's got oppo power. Does not play favoritism to which field he can hit him to. He decides to take this one to the deepest part of the ballpark.
Dodgers up 1-0 on Ohtani's second home run of the weekend. The team's 14th of the year to lead the majors. Ohtani hit the first of the 5 that they had on Friday, and Dave Roberts remarked how not all 5 of those were created equal. Shohei doing it kind of let everybody else breathe a sigh of relief.
Not a real comfortable feeling to be Griffin and watch the offensive outbursts of the Dodgers the first 2 games and then come into this one, and second time around Ohtani takes you deep.
So with Shohei Ohtani about to dig in, let's take a look at his numbers compared to the great Babe Ruth. Offensive numbers there, and then pitching wise. Babe an advantage in the ERA category, Shohei in the strikeouts category by a significant margin. But one thing, Franny, that I think does not get talked about enough, these two compared all the time, obviously. Babe Ruth never played a full season as a hitter and a full season as a pitcher at the same time. Shohei, when healthy, is doing just that.
Yeah, he's really good. I was trying to get the number. It's hard to get Babe Ruth's numbers. Those are not always known. But the fact that you didn't face that many guys. Ted Williams faced, what, 434 different pitchers, something like that in his career?
Yeah.
Shohei's already over 1,000 different guys, so you got to figure Babe Ruth was less. Amount of arms, not going to take away from Babe Ruth. Salt of SWAT. You just got a unicorn right here.
Hammered to deep center. And Shohei leaves the yard again. A towering home run from Ohtani. His second of this series, and it's 1-0 LA.
When we talk about that one in his first at bat that he just missed. He didn't miss this one. Cutter middle of the plate, 115 off the bat. 438 feet. Watch where they're trying to go away, and it leaks back, and it's just right into the bat path. Precision against guys like him, Freddie Freeman. They'll take advantage of all mistakes, and they did.
They'll make it 7 home runs for the Dodgers in this series. And Shohei, career in the majors now 282.
On base streak for Shohei at 39 games. 39 games, 8th longest streak in Dodger history. Tied for the longest by a Dodger since Sean Green had a 53-gamer in the year 2000. This streak for Shohei goes back to August 24th, 2025. This one is drilled dead center field. Forget about it. Shohei Ohtani with a missile in D.C. gives them the first lead.
Just a different sound off of his bat. It's 402, almost a dead straight away center field. A little bit to the right of that, and well off a back wall by a loading dock.
438 feet. Sound the artillery.
And I'm not sure he got all of it.
So 1-0 Dodgers after Ohtani's second of the season, second of this series.
Well, and for Ohtani, did not try and pull it. I mentioned earlier, the guy that changes speeds very well. We mentioned the 7 different pitches that Foster Griffin threw against the Phillies his first start this year. Think up the middle. And boy, did Ohtani accomplish that.
Now the set to 2-1. Swing a long drive, center field deep. This one is crushed. It may never come down. It is long gone. Just to the right of dead center, and the Dodgers lead 1-0. That down where they store the batting practice cage. Basically out of sight. Second of the series, second of the year for Ohtani. Absolutely destroyed the 2-1 cutter.
438 feet in flight and 115 miles an hour off the bat. Wow.
The garage door out there is closed. That's where the bullpen cart is stored back there. Don't see many hit there.
Shohei Ohtani, home run and a double today. He too has caught fire here in D.C. this weekend. 3 straight 2-hit games after a quiet homestand. In the air to left center field. Weimer on at first. Now peels back with Lyle, who makes the catch. But it's plenty deep enough to bring home Espinal. The Dodgers have taken the lead.
But you head into the 6th, you're down 5, 6-1. What did you see in the 8th in particular that changed this game?
The quality of bats. And, you know, you're looking at Freddie Freeman, bat-to-ball skills. He was behind in the count, gets a breaking ball elevated, doesn't try to do too much, just puts the ball in play, and that gets everything going. So you kind of felt like, uh-oh, this is not enough runs to stop this Dodger lineup. And this is why he's the first ballot Hall of Famer. Most guys in the big leagues cannot cover that pitch. And all of a sudden, Eddie Pages gets one up in the zone, also behind in the count. Now you're looking at 2nd and 3rd, no outs. Alex Cole with the bat flip walk. That's how you knew that this game was going to be tied. And Jerry's called shot, Espinal getting his foot down, also behind in the count. So now you're starting to see the ball rolling with this lineup. And now if you're the Washington Nationals, you're like, uh-oh, we're not even going to stop this team from tying the game, let alone taking the lead. But this is what the lineup depth and really passing the baton will do. They keep grinding you down. 8 of the 9 starters got hits today. And so, Ali, you give that up as an opposition, you're going to more likely not lose that ball game.
Here's the deal. You talked about the 5-run deficit. You're not going to make it up with one swing. So what you can do is have good at-bats. We talk about passing the baton. That's exactly what this Dodger offense did. Great at-bats from Freddie Freeman. Then Pages, outstanding job. Alex Call drawing that walk. Now we got bases loaded, nobody out. Now the Nats are feeling that pressure. Great at-bats from Will Smith. Santiago, get on top of a high fastball, using that top end, and so on and so forth. When you're down 3, 4, or 5, it seems like with this veteran group, it's only a couple runs because they know they could string at-bats together. You also want to know who knows that? The opposition.
Yes.
Yeah. Trust me, they know that. Here come the show Dodgers, and that's why you heard a lot of the "Let's Go Dodger" chants. Trust me, fans, when you're on the road, okay, and you're supporting the Dodger players hear that, and that fires them up. That's a great feeling.